La Yashala. Imagine, which means to stand. With Punya Hakudam, which means to rise and face the east. All right, I'm going to read the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Zabaa, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashemaya, Nathalanawa, Lachum, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawafyanawa, Walaa, Thabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wahataparath, Lawalumium, Aman, in English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Hakach, the prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Baba Kushai, Nathalanawa, Hakach, Hakach, La'apa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakach, Latahar, Hamatazariah, Hakach, Lahakwil, Hamathiam, Hakach, Arakawath, Hatama'ala, the Garashan, Ba'ashim Yahushai, the Wadaman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. This is the prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Waha, Bayatsaparia, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun, Ba'ashim Yahushai, the Wadaman. What we just said was Yahweh in the name of Yahushai. Bless us and Israel in the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Aharia, Ma'ayan, Yala'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shamamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yanyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakarka, Wayarach, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaathka, Wabawarka, Maitha, Wa'ai, Awalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, al damayalaka, al takarash, wa al tashakwat, al kayahana, awiyabika, yahamayawan, wa mashanarka, nashaawa, ra'ash, alaimaka, yairiyamwa, sawad, wa yathayai tazawa, al tazapawanyika, amawa, lakawa, wanakakidam, magoya, wala'a, yazakar, sham yasha'ala, aiwad, kaya, nawa'ai tazawa, Lab, Yachadwa, Alyaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wayashama'alium, Mawaba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Palashath, Amyashabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanyalawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamadyat, Kasayasara'a, Kayabyat, Banachal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayandara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Nadiyatmawa, Kaira, Wakazaba, Wakazabach, Wakatazalmanai, Kalmasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Ath, Nawath, Alayam, Alaya, Shayathamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanyaraka, Kaash, Thaba Ira Yaira, Wakalahaba, Salakia, Wakalahaba, Thalahat, Haryam, Khan, Tharadatma, Basairika, Wabasawapathka, Dabahalam, Malah, Punyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Ayad, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al, Yawan, Al, Call, Harataza, Haman. In English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, Salakia, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, Salakia. Yea, all their princes, as Zabah and as Amunah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempests, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. So be it. The prayer for the blessings of the power structure in Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapim, Ha Saranyim, Ha Kwatazayanyim, Ha Kayayalim, Wa Ha Agwathim, Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Thawara Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshabi, which means to be seated. All right. There we go. Let's get it. All right, we're in Genesis chapter 11, verse 28. All right. This is in the Hebrew. Wayamath, Haran, Al, Panya, Tharak, Abiwa, Baratazah, Mawalathua, Bawar, Kashadyam. All right, verse 29. Weakwak, Abram, Salakia, Wanachawar, Laham, Nashim, Sham, Ashaf, Abaram, Sharya, Washam, Ashaf, Nachawar, Malakah, Bath, Haran, Abia, Malakah, Wa'abia, Yasakah. Verse 30. So, all right. Wathaya, Shaya, Iqra, so like Iqar, Ayan, La'ah, Walad. Verse 31. Weakwach, Tharak, Ath, Abaram, Banawa, Wa'ath, Lawas, Salaki, Lawat, Ban, Haran, Ban, Banyat, Salaki, Banawa, Wa'ath, Shaya, Kalathwa, Ashaf, Abaram, Banawa, Wayatazawa, Wayatazawa, Atham, Ma'awar, Kashadia, Lalakath, Arataza, Kanain, Salaki, Kanain, Wayabawa, Ide, Haran, Wayashabwa, Sham, verse 32, Wayahayawa, Yamya, Tharach, Kamash, Shenyam, Wama'at, Salaki, Wama'atham, Shana, Wayamath, Tharach, Bacharan. All right, now this is Genesis 12:1. Where Amar, Yahweh, Al, Abram, Lak, Maratazak, Wama, Lathak, Wala Dathak, Wamam Wala Dathak, Wama Bayath, Ibayak, Al, Haratazah, Ashar, Arabat, Salakia, Araak, verse 2. Why, that'll be why shock, Salakia, why shock, Lagawa, Salakia, Lagaya, got a wall, why Barak, why Gadal, Shemak, Wahaya, Barakah, Salakia, Barak. All right. Now let's go back, read it in English. This is Genesis chapter 11, verse 28. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarah, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Isupk. Verse 30. But Sarah was barren. She had no child. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran, his son's son, and Sarah his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees, to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there. Verse 32. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Genesis 12:1. Now the Most High had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. Verse 2, And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. All right, everyone know, if you don't know, this is speaking about Abraham, whose name at this time was Abram, who had to leave his father's house of the Chaldees of Ur to go and do what the Most High God commanded him to do. And he began a great reputation, unlike your pastor, of obeying the Most High God. Unlike grandmama, unlike big mama, unlike that wife of yours, and unlike you, Abraham, he obeyed the Most High God. He didn't do whatever he wanted. He didn't stay in his father's house because it felt good, because he can get high there, because he can continue in the sin that the Chaldees of Ur were doing. He didn't do that. He did what God told him to do. And that's the trend that Abraham set for his reputation to be so high, such the magnitude of being a father of many nations. You can only gain that type of reputation by doing what God tells you to do. Everyone understand? Let's clap it up. This is Genesis 12:3 in the Hebrew. Wa barakah, Salakia, Mabarakyak, Wamakwalal, Salakia, Kwalalak, Wamakwalak, Ahar, Salakia, Barakwa, Kal, Mashapakath, Salakia, Ha'adama. Verse 4. Wayalak, Abram, Ka'ashar, Debar, Aliwa, Yahweh, Wayalak, Salakia Afwa, Lawat, where we at? Let's see. Salakia, Abaram, Ban, Kamash, Shanyam, Washabayam, Shana, Bataza Athawa, Makar, that's Makarawan. All right, Makarawan. Verse 5. Wayakwak, Abram, Salakia, Af, Shaya, Ashtawa, Wa'af, Lawat, Ban, Achyawa. All right, Wa'af, Kal, Rakawasham, Ashar, Rakashawa, Wa'af, Hanapash, Ashar, Aishawa, Baharan, Wayatazawa, Lalakath, Arataza, Kanain, Wayabawa, Arataza, Kanain. Verse 6. Wayaibar, Abaram, Barataza, Id, Makwam, Shekam, Id, Alawan, Marawa, Wahakananya, Az, Barataza, verse 7. Wayara'a, Yahweh, Al, Abaram, Wayamar, Lazarike, Athun, Af, Haratazah, Hazaaf, Wayaban, Sham, Mazabach, La Yahweh, Hanara'ah, Aliwa. Verse 8. Wayatha, Masham, Hahara, Makwadam, Lavayath, Al, Wayat, Ahala, Bayath, Al, Mayam, Wahaya, Salaki, Wahaya, Makwadam, Wayaban, Sham, Mazabach, La Yahweh, Wayakwara'a, Basham, Yahweh, verse 9. Wayasai, Abaram, Hawalak, Wanasawai, Hanagaba. All right. Let's go back up. This is Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. And I will bless them that bless you. Where we at? Verse 3. I will bless them that bless thee, Salakia, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed, as the Most High had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. Verse 5. And Abram took Sarah his wife, and Lot his brother's son, his nephew. All right, so if you don't know, Lot was Abraham's nephew, okay? And Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came. And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Shechem, unto the plain of Morah, and the Canaanite was then in the land. Verse 7. And the Most High appeared unto Abram, and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Most High, who appeared unto him. And he removed from thence into a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Hai on the east. And there he builded an altar unto the Most High, and called upon the name of the Most High. Verse 9. And Abram journeyed, going on still towards the south. This is Genesis chapter 12, verse 10. Wayahya, Ra'ib, Barai, Salakia, Baratazah, Salakia, Wayarak, Wayarad, Salakia, Wayarad, Abaram, Matazarayim, Lagawar, Sham, Kaya, Kabad, Haraib, Baratazah. Verse 11. Wayahya, Kashar, Hakoryab, Labawa'ah, Matazarium, Amar, Al, Shaya, Ashathua, Hana, Na'ah, Yedithia, Kaya, Asha, Yepath, Marah, Af. Verse 12. Wahaya, Kaya, Yara'awa, Athak, Hamatazariah, Wa Amarwa, Ashathwa, Za'ath, Waharagawa, Afyah, Wa Athak, Yachayawa. Verse 13. Amaria, Na'ah, Achafia, Af, Lamain, Yayatab, Laya, Ba'ai Barak, Wachayaf, Napashia, Bagalalak. Verse 14. Oh boy. Here we go. All right, verse 14. Salakia. Wayahaya, Kabawa'a, Abram, Matazariam, Wayara'awa, Hamatazariam, Af, Ha'asha, Kaya, Yapa, Hawa'a, Ma'ad. Oh boy, this thing here, boy. Salakia. Verse 15. Wayara'awa, Af, Atha, Shaya, Parai, Halalawa, Waya Halalawa, Atha, Al, Parai, Wathakwach, Ha'aisha, Bayath, Parai. Verse 16. Wala Salakia, Wala Barak, Salakia, Wala Abram, Hayatayab, Bai Barawa, Wayahaya, Lawa, Taza'an, Wabakwar, Wakamariam, Salakia, Waibadium, Washipakath, Wa'athanath, Wagamalium. Verse 17. Well, that was it. Most High in Christ. Shalom, sis. Shalom, sis. Most High in Christ. Priest and I was in Motherboard's property. Shaking in. Most High in Christ says Shalom. Yahweh Shemal Tabashim Shah. And to all the brothers and sisters shaking in, Shalom. You got questions? Put your questions in the chat, okay? This is Genesis chapter 12, verse 10. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. Verse 11. And it came to pass, when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarah his wife, Behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Ooh-wee, Sarah was a bad sister, like these sisters in the Isupk. They can give you some hell, brother. They give you some hell, brother, but they worth it. They are bad sisters who obey the Lord and who obey you. And they are absolutely amazing in the Isupk under commandment and honor these daughters of Zion. And that was a sister like Sarah, a daughter of Zion. And the Bible just said, Salakia, the Bible just said, Behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. That was a bad sister there that Abraham had. Verse 12. Therefore it shall come to pass when then, listen, we'll get into it as we progress in the scriptures and keep reading on. Not just she was bad in her looks. Sarah was a beautiful woman, not only in her looks, but she was a bad sister because of the actions, because of her actions. Okay, and we'll get into it as we keep reading. All right, verse 12. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. Verse 13. Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. Verse 14. And it came to pass. Now, what is going on here? Someone break this down as watching. Abraham, at this time, his name is Abram. It hasn't been changed to Abraham just yet. He's having a conversation with his wife. This is his wife, Sarah. And what did he tell his wife? He told his wife, Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, He's telling Sarah to lie for him because he is at this time scared of what the Egyptians will do when she goes and he has to say, this is my wife. Because heathens will unalive the man and rape the woman, will abuse and assault this woman and will unalive you. So what do? Lie to save your life? Is that what you do? That's what Abraham did. Abraham did that, and it was absolutely wrong. It was absolutely wrong. What Abraham did to go into these other nations with Sarah was wrong. He's lying to do what? To be a coward, And this is a lesson for brothers and for sisters to understand. In the Isupk, you are not allowed to be a coward. And what Abraham did here was wrong. Everyone understand. Let's keep going. And it came to pass, and it came to pass that when Abram was coming to Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman that she was very fair. Verse 15, the princes also of Pharaoh saw her and commended her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. Verse 16, and he entreated Abram well for her sake. You see that? And this is a good breakdown for pastors, a great breakdown for your Christian leaders who you're about to vote for, your politician that you're going to vote for in 3 months. This is their character, to do what they have to do to survive. And that is not One West. We don't do what we have to do to survive. There is a such thing as a righteous death, you understand? You don't have to go out like a coward. You don't have to be the opposite of what Colin Kaepernick did. When Colin Kaepernick took that knee, white people could not understand it. The oppressor could not understand how someone who makes so much money throwing a football had a conscience for his people. They could not understand that. What they said was, shut up and dribble. Shut up and throw the ball. Shut up and play football. Politics, you have no place in politics, Colin Kaepernick, because white people and Asians and heathens across this earth will do whatever they have to do to survive. What wouldn't a black Christian preacher do just so he can live another day? He's going to sell you out like those purple pigs in the IUIC. They will snitch and sell out Trayvon Martin for what? For $2,500? That's what the IUIC would do. If you're wanted, they're turning you in for $500. That is not the spirit of a people that God loves. That is the spirit of heathen nations, of our oppressor, of Thomas Jefferson and George Washington and of America. That's their spirit. That's not the spirit of Israel. And here we have a righteous spirit of courage, where you can walk into a land and be honest, not evading the police, not evading justice. Why? Because we're not criminals. We're not afraid of punishment. Could you imagine being in the Isupk and being afraid to keep the laws of God? Being afraid to tell your mommy and your daddy that you are in the Isupk? Could you imagine that? That is Abraham right now with the story we're reading about. He is afraid to tell these kings what? These heathen kings what? This is my wife, for fear of death. Guess what? Guess who else has that same spirit? Your Christian pastor, your fake Israelite leaders, and your politicians. Let's keep going. Verse 15. Verse 16. And he entreated Abram well for her sake. And he had sheep and oxen, and he asses, and manservants, and maidservants, and she-asses, and camels. So because this brother, Abram, lied to the Pharaoh at that time of Egypt, he received wealth. That's what he received, wealth. Land and oxen, and he-asses, and sheep, and goats, and manservants, and maidservants. He had employees, and land, and camel, and goats, and farms, and he had a business. That's what he gained from lying to the Egyptians, from lying to Pharaoh, saying, oh, she's just my sister, this isn't my wife. That's what he gained. Think about what your pastors gain when they lie to you. When they lie to you about keeping the laws of God, think about the reward that our oppressor gives to your pastor. Think about the reward that Kamala Harris received. Think about Megan Thee Stallion twerking on stage to introduce Kamala Harris at the 2024 Democratic National Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin this year. Think about the benefit that she received for selling herself out, for selling her people out. Think about Dr. King and what he received for selling black people out. Think about what your Christian preacher like Creflo Dollar receives for selling you out. You see, there's a benefit and reward for hating your people. There's a reward for being a coward. And that reward does not come from the Lord, because the Lord does not reward cowards. But that reward comes from our oppressor, from our enemy. Everyone understand? All right, that's it on that. Now let's go to Genesis chapter 12, verse 17. There's more of this story. We ain't done. This is Genesis chapter 12, verse 17 in the Hebrew. Waya Nagai, Yahweh, Af, Parai, Nagayim, Gedalium, Wa'af, Bayathwa, Al, Debar, Sharyah, Ashaph, Abram, verse 18. Waya Kora'ah, Parai, La Abram, Waya Amar, Ma, Za'af, Aishayaf, Laya, Lama, La'a, Hagadath, Laya, Kaya, Ashathak, Hawa'ah. Verse 19. All right, so like before I read verse 19. All right, this is chapter 12, verse 19. Lama, Amarath, Akafia, Hawa'ah, Wa'akwach, Atha, Laya, La'asha, Salaki, La'asha, Wa'itha, Hana, Ashathak, Kwach, Walak. Verse 20. Wayatazawa, Aliwa, Parai, Anashium, Wayashalachwa, Athawa, Wa'af, Ashathak Salaki, Ashathawa, Wa'af, Kal, Ashar, Lawa. All right, let's go to chapter 13, verse 1. So, we read 4. Okay. Verse 1. Waya'al, Abaram, Mama Tazarium, Hawa'ah, Salaki, Wa'ashathawa, Salaki, Wa'ashathawa, Wakal, Ashar, Lawa, Walawat, Imawa, Hanagaba. Verse 2. All right. Wa'abaram, Kabad, Ma'ad, Bamakona, Bakosa, Wabazahab. Verse 3. Wayalad, Salaki, Wayalak, Lamasaiwa, Managaba, Wa'id, Bayath, Al, Id, Hamakuam, Ashar, Haya, Sham, Ahala, Bathakala, Bayan, Bayath, Al, Wabayan, Ha'aya. All right. So now let's go back. This is Genesis chapter 12, verse 17 in the English. And the Most High plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. Now here's the kicker. Why did the Most High God plague Pharaoh's house? Why did the Lord plague Pharaoh's house? We just read Abram lied to Pharaoh, the Pharaoh of Egypt at that time. He lied to him and said, this is my sister, this isn't my wife. Right? Pharaoh, he brought Sarah in. And he said, man, this is a bad sister here. And guess what? Abram was rewarded. He was rewarded with what? Manservants, with employees, with land, with farms, with a business. Okay? And this verse just said the Most High plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife. Why did the Lord plague Pharaoh? For time's sake, I'm going to give it to you. Because it is unlawful for a man to covet another man's wife. That's the reason why Pharaoh coveted Sarah. Now, unbeknownst to Pharaoh, he did not know that that was Abram's wife. He thought that it was his sister. Why? Because Abram told him, this is my sister and this is not my wife. So Pharaoh thought that he had a single woman. This is just this man's sister that I can have sex with. And he coveted her. The Lord plagued her. So like it, the Lord plagued Pharaoh and Egypt. Okay, let's keep going. Verse 18. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, what is this that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? Pharaoh is like, why am I getting sick? Why am I getting consumption and the influenza and plagues and plagues? Why did you? Oh, I know, because this is that man's wife. He put it together and said to Abram, why did you tell me she was your wife? I mean, why did you tell me she was your sister? Why didn't you tell me this is my wife? Why saidst thou, she is my sister? So I might have taken her to me to wife. Now therefore, behold, thy wife, take her and go thy way. Go thy way. So now this is Pharaoh telling Abram, take what I gave you and just go. I don't want no more trouble out of your God. I don't want any more trouble out of your Lord. The God who you serve, I don't want any trouble out of him anymore. So just take what I gave you, take your wife Sarah and go. All right, verse 20. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away, and his wife, and all that he had. This is Genesis chapter 13, verse 1. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the south. Verse 2. And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. That's what I just said. Pharaoh, because initially him thinking that this is a woman that he can wife, Sarah, this is that man's sister. I'm giving you this gold and money and land and all of this for this woman. Until he realized this is not his sister, this is his wife. Okay? Verse 3. And he went on his journeys from the south even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been. Salakia. At the beginning, between Bethel and Hai. All right? This is Genesis chapter 13, verse 4. Remember, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put those questions in the chat. All right. This is Genesis. We're reading about Abraham and Sarah. And now Abraham at this time is Abram, which is the name you hear, the name Abram before it was changed to Abraham. We're reading about Abraham and Sarah. And we're reading about their initial exodus out of the land of Chaldees of Ur. Because that is where Abram comes from. He comes from the Chaldeans, the Chaldees of Ur, his father's house. And the Most High God ordered him to leave his father's house and to go into Canaan. All right, to go into Canaan to establish him a father of many nations. All right, I got a question. I doubt my teaching bills are killing me. I lost my job. Can someone say a prayer for me? Okay, Nimrod, which I would advise you to change your name, brother. I'm assuming you're a brother. Okay, you said you did something noble. This cat Nimrod said, I adopted my autistic nephew. Bills are killing me. I lost my job. Can someone say a prayer for me? Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, Nimrod 336. We can absolutely say a prayer for you. If you didn't tune into the beginning of this Sabbath service, we say a prayer at the beginning of Sabbath service. We say a ton of prayers at the beginning, and we say prayers at the end. And one of those prayers is a prayer to bless Israel, assuming that you are a so-called Israelite, a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man or woman. Assuming that, we say a prayer to bless our people, to bless our house, the house of the Isupk, this nation, and to also bless our people, man, to heal them. To God, we ask the Most High God. The Bible says this, believe in what you pray. Every time we stand up here and you see these priests say the prayer to the Most High God, begging him to give us the power to heal the sick, to heal our people, to help our people, we're saying those not in vain, unlike the church who says prayers in vain. That's why you got to go give 50 Hail Marys in the Catholic Church somewhere. Why? For nothing. It's vanity. And here we don't say those prayers in vain. We do what God said and believe in what we pray. We know that we can ask the Father for anything. And the Most High God is a perfect Father. Everyone understands. So absolutely, brother, we can absolutely pray for your nephew, and we will pray for you, assuming that you're an Israelite. We will. Yes. And that will be at the end of this service. All right. Let's go to Genesis chapter 13, verse 4. Al Makawam Hamazabach Ashar, Aisha, Sham, Baraash, Salakia, Baraashna, Wayakura'ah, Sham, Abram, Basham, Yahweh. Verse 5. Wagam, Lalawat, Hahalak, Af, Abaram, Hayah, Tazaan, Wabakwar, Wa'ahalayam, Wa'alahayam. Verse 6. And where did I start? Salakia. I started at 4. Okay. Verse 6. Wala'ah, Nasha'ah, Atham, Ha'aratazah, Lashabath, Yechadwa, Kaya, Hayah, Raka Washam, Rab, Wala'ah, Yakalawa, Yashabath, Yechadwa. Verse 7. Wayahayah, Rayab, Bayan, Salakia, Bayan, Raya, Makona, Abaram, Wabayan, Ra'aya, Makona, Lawat, Wahakananya, Wahaparazia, Az, Yeshab, Ba'aratazah. Verse 8. Wayamar, Abaram, Al, Lawat, Al, Na'ah, Thahiyah, Mariabi, Salakia, Mariaba, Bayanya, Wabayanayak, Khan, Wabayan, Ra'aya, Wabayan, Ra'ayak, Kaya, Anashayam, Achayam, Anaknoah. Verse 9. Halah, Kal, Ha'aratazah, Lapanak, Salakia, Lapanyak, Haparad, Na'ah, Ma'alia, Am, Hashema'al, Wa'ayam, Salakia, Wa'ayamana, Wa'am, Hayamayan, Waha, Salakia, Wa'a, Shema Ashama Ayal, Wa'ashama Ayal. Verse 10. This is verse 10. Where Sha'ah, Lawat, Ath, Ayanyua, where Ra'ah, Ath, Kal, Kakar, Hayaradan, Akaya, Kala, Mashaqua, Lapanya, Shakath, Yahweh, Ath, Saddam, Wa'ath, Imara, Kagan, Yahweh, Karatazah, Matazarium, Ba'akah, Tazair. All right. Let's go back. Verse 4. All right. Unto the place of the altar which he made there at the. Wait. Give me a second. Okay, Khan. So, like, I just want to make sure it was too wild. All right. This is Genesis chapter 13, verse 4. Unto the place of the altar which he had made there at the first, and there Abram called on the name of the Most High, and Lot also, which went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents, and the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was so great. Brother, there's going to come a day where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right now, brother, we can't have enough. We don't have enough. We're poor. Blacks, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native American Indians are poor. And that's throughout the planet Earth, not just in North America, not in Central and South America. Everywhere on the planet, we are poor. And we can't catch a break. But the day is coming out where there's going to be so much that the land can't hold two people. This is two people we're talking about that had a vast amount of just resources and wealth that they brought with them because the Most High God blessed Abram. And the only reason he blessed Abram Because Abram was obedient to the Lord. We just read a short snippet, and we'll read it some more, about Abram being a coward, cowering and lying to a king of Egypt, Pharaoh, and saying that his wife is his sister. Nonetheless, he was blessed because of his obedience to the Most High. And their day is coming. That day is coming to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, where in the kingdom of heaven, which we are fighting for, brother, two blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, two people, the land won't even be able to support your resources and your wealth. That is the kingdom of heaven, where you can't, we're so poor, we don't have enough. Imagine a day where you have everything. Like, that's what we're fighting for in the Isupk. We're brothers, like the brother who commented, where our children or our nephews, they won't need our help to just get through the day. They won't need that. They won't be born with what are they called, so I can be politically correct. They won't be special needs. They won't be special needs. There won't be cancer. There won't be breast cancer. There won't be AIDS. There won't be a immune deficiency disorder. We are going to have perfect bodies. We're going to have a great mind and a healthy mind, not someone who suffers from mental illness, but a healthy mind. We're going to have that in the kingdom of heaven. But this is what it takes to build the kingdom of heaven. Obedience to the Most High God. That's what it takes. That's what Abram did in order to gain the vast resources that he took into the land of Canaan. So much so that him and his nephew had so much, the land could not, what did the Bible just say? And the land was not able to bear them. Brother, that's a lot, Doc. That's a lot. That's a lot, brother. Now, I mean, we live in a house where the kitchen, the sink, the bathroom, and the living room is all in the same house, in the same room, with 15 people in there. We take the city bus that is disgusting, the subway up in New York that is disgusting and rat infested. We live in homes and rat infested tenements that are just terrible, ghettos that are terrible to live in. Not for long, Doc. Not for long. The church promised black people prosperity. They promised black people something for nothing. In the Isupk, we are promising you something for something. We're promising you something for your sacrifice. Abraham and his nephew didn't earn that. They didn't get that because Jesus died for their sins and they can do whatever they wanted. They earned that from obeying the Most High God and getting the hell up out of the land of the Chaldees of Ur. That's what happened. And the same thing will happen for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians again. Well, we will listen to the voice of our God and we will be obedient unto him and put down the shrimp and the pork and the weed. We will put it down so we could be a people who have so much that the land cannot bear them. That day is coming, but it will only come with sacrifice. Everyone understand? So that they could not dwell together. Verse 7. And there was a strife between the herdmen of Abram's cattle and the herdmen of Lot's cattle. Herdmen are their workers, cowboys. Herdmen, Salaki. I don't want to use that word because that'll make it modern. But these are herdmen, meaning they guarded the sheep. They watched the sheep. They took care of Abram's sheep and Lot's sheep. Abram had his own cattle. He had his own goats, his own asses. His nephew Lot had his own cattle, his own goats, his own asses. Guess what? They also had their own separate employees that watched their cattle, who were employed to watch their cattle and their sheep and their goats and their asses. Well, guess what? There was a strife between them because they're in this plot of land and they have so much that now they're together. The land cannot bear them, meaning that it's so much they own and so much they have with them that they're bumping into each other, working the herdmen. They're trying to keep these cattle or this herd separate from Abram's herd. Lot's trying to keep theirs separate from Abram's herd. Abram's trying to keep theirs separate from Lot's herd. That cannot happen. Why? Because of the close proximity that they live with each other. So now what does the Lord do? Let's keep reading. And the Canaanite and the Perizzite dwelled then in the land. Verse 8. And Abram said unto Lot, let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we be brethren. You know the major key in the Bible is brotherhood. That's the what do they say? $1 million worth of gain for free, brother. If it was any advice that any brother or sister could get, it would be brotherhood. Brotherhood is so vital and it's so necessary in our communities, in our homes. It's necessary. Why? Because a simple conflict between Abram's employees and Lot's employees, that could have led to something drastic. It could have led to people getting unalived. It could have led to a civil war. It could have led to anything. It could have escalated into something very bad. But guess what Abram did? Abram enforced brotherhood. He said, "For we be brethren. Yes, you're my nephew, but you're also my brother. Yes, you're my wife, but you're also my sister. Yes, you're my husband, but you're also my brother." That's how life works amongst Israelites. We are a very family-oriented nation, and this nation can only be built with brotherhood. That's the way the Lord intended it to be built, through obedience and brotherhood. That's how Abram was able to de-escalate the problem between his employees and his nephew's employees. Everyone understand? Verse 9, is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. This is brotherhood 101. So what? We live in the same community. I park in your parking spot. I park in the parking spot you like to park in sometimes. It happens. Let's talk it out instead of shooting each other, or instead of me making up gossip and false rumors about you. How about we talk things over? How about we discuss things like adults? Guess where else that can be used? In your home, amongst your spouse. You can simply talk your issues over. You don't have to be brutal with each other and exchange words that are going to hurt your spouse. You could talk it over and say, listen, we're both adults. Okay, you don't like when I do this, and I apologize. I don't like when you do this. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it so that we both suffer. You know how a successful business runs? Everybody from the boss on down to the employees, everyone suffers equally. And that's how a successful business is ran. Why? Because now no one can say, well, he doesn't do his part, she doesn't do her part. Everyone does their part. Everyone has their own burden to carry. Let's suffer equally. Then no one has anything to complain about. Now this business can run. It's like that in a family. The kids have their burden and have their duty. They got to go to school and make good grades and be obedient to their parents and have good manners and be educated and be sophisticated. The parents have to do what? They have a burden to go to a job to make money so they can put food on the table, so that they could keep the lights on and they can raise a healthy family. Parents have a burden to not argue in front of their children. They have the burden to be a good wife or a good husband. Okay? You have a burden in your house. Everyone does. And the way a successful house is ran is the way a successful business is ran. Everyone shares a burden equally. Everyone suffers equally. Everyone is rewarded equally. And that's the way this nation is built. There's so much land, lots. If you take the left, I'll take the right. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. If you go this way and take 5,000 acres over here, I'll go this way and take this. But for the life of me, we're brothers. So there's no reason we should be fighting. There's no dispute here. You understand? That's brotherhood. That's One West. To talk it over, what the issue is with that brother and him alone, talk it over and have brotherhood at the end of it. What's not our culture is gossiping. Oh, you know that nigga Lot. He had the nerve to have his herdman come over here. That's gay, and that's very, very it's not One West. It's very Christian. That's the word I'm looking for. It's very Christian to gossip, but it ain't One West. That's not what we do in here. We go to that brother or that sister and talk things over. Why? Because that's brotherhood. And we are not going to get the kingdom of heaven without that. Everyone understand? Verse 9. Verse 10. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Most High, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest into Zoar. All right. This is Genesis chapter 13, verse 11. Waya Bakar, Lawa, Lawat, Af, Kal, Kakar, Hayaradan, Waya Sai, Lawat, Makwadam, Waya Koradwa, Waya Koradwa, Ayash, Ma'al, Achiwa, verse 11. Or Salaki, that was verse 11. Verse 12. Abram, Yeshab, Baratazah, Canine, Canine, Walawat, Yeshab, Ba'aria, Hakakar, Waya Ahal, Ide, Saddam. So this is 13. Verse 13. Wa Nashia, Saddam, Ra'ayim, Wakata'ayam, La Yahweh, Ma'ad. Verse 14. Wa Yahweh, Amar, Al, Abaram, Acharya, Salakia, Haparad, Lawat, Ma'aimawa, Sha'ah, Na'ah, Ayanyak, Wara'ah, Man, Hamakoram, Ashar, Atha, Sham, Tazapana, Wanagaba, Wakodama, Wayama. Verse 15. Kaya, Af, Kal, Haratazah, Ashar, Atha, Ra'ah, Lak, Athanana, Walazarik, Iwalam. Verse 16. Washamafia, Ath, Zarik, Kaipar, Haratazah, Ashar, Am, Yawakal, Ayash, Lamanawaf, Af, Ipar, Haratazah, Gam, Zarik, Yamana. Verse 17. Kawam, Hafahalak, Baratazah, La'araka, Walarachab, Kaya, Lak, Athanana. It's like Athanana. Alright? Alright, Genesis. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. Shalom, Lord Christ. The Israelites up in Brooklyn. ISUPK in Brooklyn. Most High Christ. Shalom. Alright, this is Genesis chapter 13, verse 11. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from another. Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent toward Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Most High exceedingly. Ooh, that's the America. Yuck. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. This place is Egypt and Babylon. Spiritually, Greece and Rome and Caligula. My God, this place is disgusting. As Captain Mashak would say, disgusting. This is an evil, disgusting, wicked place full of sinners, full of wicked men like the IUIC, full of disgusting pieces of garbage like those purple pigs. This is a disgusting place. Okay, that was Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was America. Everyone understand? Verse 14. And the Most High said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thine eyes, and look from the place where thou art northward, and southward, and eastward, and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. Now this is a promise that the Most High God is saying to Abram. He's telling Abram, you see out there, look east, look north, look west, look south. Okay, everywhere you look, that is going to be the inheritance for your seed forever. That's somebody who obeys God, right? You think, in the church has blacks and Hispanics thinking that comes to you by paying your pastor. Some reason you think if you pay your pastor enough money, you're going to be blessed, which I don't even understand that. Okay, you paying your pastor, number one, you pay your pastor and he don't work. He does nothing, absolutely nothing, but tells you to vote every 4 years. That's what your pastor does. And you pay him. You're paying him because you think what is going to get you into heaven is going to get you what Abraham received. Oh no, that's not going to happen. That dog just ain't going to hunt. You will not receive the kingdom of heaven from paying some wicked man who's just as wicked as you. That pastor of yours at church is just as disgusting as you are. Paying him means nothing to God. It means everything to you. It means everything to your pastor, but it does absolutely nothing. Okay, you still went to jail. You still was molested. You still going to vote, and guess what? People are still going to die in your community from the cops. Paying that pastor does nothing. Everyone understand? This is how you become blessed. This is how you earn favor from the Lord, a blessing from the Lord, a safety, protection from God. And this is how simple life is. You get what you want. That's simple, Ak. Once I learned that concept here in Isupk, life becomes a lot easier and a lot less stressful. You get what you ask for. Everyone understand that? Abram listened to God. He obeyed God. He had brotherhood, and he showed and he displayed brotherhood to his nephew. And guess what the Lord did? The Lord blessed him throughout his generations. That's not an impossibility for you, but you got to put the weed down. You do what you want to do. Abraham did not. Everyone understand? Let's keep going. Verse 16. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Verse 17. Arise, walk through the land, in the land of it, and in the breath of it, for I will give it unto thee. Verse 8. Salaki, that was it. That was it. All right. Verse 18. 1 second. All right. This is Genesis chapter 13, verse 18. Waya all, waya ahal, Abram, waya ba'a, waya shab, waya shaba, ba'alanya, mama ra'ah, ashar, barawan, Bakhabrawan, Wayaban, Sham, Mazabach, Layahawa. This is Genesis chapter 14, verse 1. Salakia. Wayahaya, Bayamya, Amarapal, Malak, Shanair, Arayawak, Malak, Salakia, Alasar, Kadaralaimar, Malak, Ayalam, Wathadial, Malak, Goayam. Verse 2. Ishua, Malakama, Ath, Barai, Malak, Saddam, Wa'ath, Barashai, Malak, Imara, Shanab, Malak, Adama, Washema Abar, Malak, Tazabayam, Wamalak, Balai, Haya'ah, Tazair. Verse 3. Call, Allah, Chabarwa, Al, Imak, Hashadyam, Hawa'ah, Yam, Hamalach. Verse 4. Shathayam, Aishara, Shana, Ibadwa, Af, Kadara, La'amar, yeah, Kadar Washalash, Ishara, Shana, Maradwa. Verse 5. Salakia. Waba Arabai, Ishara, Salakia, Shana, Ba'a, Kadar Wahamalakim, Ashar, Salakia, Athawa, Wayakwa, Ath, Rapayam, Salakia, it's hard for me to see this screen. Salakia, by Shafrath, Koranyam, Wa'ath, Hazawazium, all right, Baham, Wa'ath, Ha'ayamyam, Salakia, Bashawa, Salakia, give me 1 second. Okay, Salakia, Bashawa, Quarayafyam, verse 6, Wa'ath, Hakarya, Bahararam, Shayar, Ayal, Paran, Ashar, Al, Hamadabar, Salakia, Hamadabar. JJ, brother, did you say the brothers in faith are not right? I don't know what in the hell you're talking about, JJ. All right, you're going to have to jog my memory about what are you saying? Are the brothers in faith right? I don't know what you're talking about. You're going to have to jog my memory. All right? Until then, let's go on to read Genesis chapter 13, verse 18. Then Abram removed his tent and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Most High. Genesis 14:1. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Shedalamer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, that these made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and with Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shanab, king of Admah, and Shemeber, king of Zabaim, and the king of Bala, which is Zor. All these were joined together in the vale of Siddim, which is the salt sea. Verse 4. 12 years they served Shedalmar, and in the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year came Shedalmar and the kings that were with him, and smote the Rephaims and Ashtaroth, Karnam, and the Zuzims in Ham, which is Africa, and in the Emims in Sheva Kirathim. Verse 6. And the Horites in their Mount Seir unto El-Paran, which is by the wilderness. All right. I imagine just me. All right. La Yashala. I Majum, everyone stand. Wapani Akudam, which means to rise and face the east. We're going to start with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwivka, Thaba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathanlanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalachlanawa, Kabawathnawa, Kasalachnawa, Kabawathinawa, Wala'ah, Dabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wahataparath, Laiwalumium, Aman. In English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Hakak, prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Baba Kushai, Nathanawa, Hakak, Hakak, La Pa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazariah, Hakak, La Hakwim, Hamathium, Hakak, Arakawaf, Hatama'ala, Nagarashan, Ba'ashim Yahushai, the Wada Aman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. Now, to that brother who asked that question, he asked, can we give him prayer, or can he get prayer from the Israelite School VPK? We're praying for you right now, Locke, as well as the rest of our nation. You understand? You face the east wherever you are. You pray to the Most High God, and you pray for your nephew, and we're praying for him right now. Everyone understand? And we're praying for our nation, man. Our people who are suffering and dying in the ghettos all throughout this place. And that's what these prayers are for. That was the prayer for the power. Here's the prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Waha, Bayath Saparim, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun, Ba'ashim Yahushai, the Wada Aman. What we just said was, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. All right, this is Psalm chapter 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarach, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaathka, Waboaka, Ma'itha, Wa'ai, Iwalam, Aman. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in Hebrew. Alahayim, al-damayalaka, al-tacharash, wa al-tashakwat, al-kayahana, al-yablika, yahamayawan, wa mashanaka, nasha'awa, nasha'awa, ra'ash, ilaimaka, yarayamwa, sawad, wa yathayai tazawad, al-tazapawanyaka, amawa, lakawa, wa nakakida, magoya, wa la'ah, yazakar, sham yasha'ala, aiwad, kaya, nawa'ai tazawad, Lab, Yechadwa, Alika, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wayashema Alium, Mawagat Salakim, Mawa'aba, Wa'agarium, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Palashath, Aim Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Aimam, Hayawa, Zarawad, Labanyalawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamadyan, Kasaya Sara'ah, Kayabyan, Banachal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayathamwa, Nadayamawa, Ka'ira, Wakazaba, Wakazabach, Wakazalmanai, Kal Nasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarawa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Na'awath, Alahayam, Alahaya, Sheathumwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapunyaraka, Kaash, Thabaira Yaira, Wakalahaba, Falahat, Haryam, Khan, Thabadatma, Basairaka, Wabasawapafka, Thabahalam, Malaa, Punyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Ayai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shemka, Yahawa, Labatka, Al, Yawan, Al, Karl, Harataza, Aman. This is Salakia. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asa also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all their princes, as Abah and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. Salakia. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the fire, Salakia, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. The prayer for the blessings of the power structure in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, why Mayaka Allah, why Allahayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapium, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kayayalyam, Waha Wafian, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the water Aman. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Men of Israel. Salakia. Sisters Yeshabi, which means to be seated. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Imanium, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shabbat Yajimata. Sisters Imajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Sar, face the sisters, turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imanium Shabbat, Imanium, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Yajimata, dismissed.